in rather hurriedly and get into these rooms, which are the site of the rooms where Catherine of Aragon remained for the last 18 months of her life. They have been altered tremendously since the day she was sick, and she didn't actually come to the place where she was. And of course she was here at the time when the castle was owned by your Wingfield family, so it's a very important period in the castle's history. It has been extensively rebuilt since then, but I'm hoping to be able to take you downstairs to show you a small section of Tudor corridor which really does date from Catherine of Aragon's day, so you'll actually be able to see some of the building that the Wingfields did here, and I hope you'll enjoy seeing that. There is an exam, unfortunately, in the room there, so I'm going to have to ask you to be extremely quiet as we go in through this main room, which is the saloon. This is the main reception room. In Catherine of Aragon's day, at the time of the Wingfields, there was a long gallery running right along this side of the castle, and they built that. They rebuilt it in the 1520s as a Tudor manor house, but unfortunately from your point of view it's been rebuilt again in the 18th century, which has changed its appearance. Are we ready to pop in?
Canadian Wingfield has connections with this family.
This is the Queen's room, which was the site of Catherine of Aragon's bedroom, and this is where she died in 1536, actually on the site of this room. It has been completely altered in the early 18th century. The little room next door, which you'll be able to sit into one or two at a time, we call the boudoir now, which was a kind of dressing room adjacent to the main bedroom. She was here, as I say, for 18 months. I'm sure you know the story about her, that she was Henry VIII's first wife, and after he divorced her, he needed somewhere rather out of the way to send her. And she came here, and she was here for 18 months as a sort of semi-prisoner, really. All her food was tasted because she was always afraid that she was going to be poisoned, and she didn't actually leave the house when she came here. When she died, her body was carried in procession across the fields and was buried at Peterborough Cathedral. Over there, behind you, this object, the KR on the top of it, it used to be thought that it was a chest which belonged to Catherine of Aragon. It's been looked at by experts, and they think that probably it belonged to a later Queen of England called Catherine of Braganza, which has got the KR and the crown, and it's rather fun. I think Jock was
Their ancestor had 4 brothers serving in the Dowager Queen Dowager's regiment.
Right, yes, the Queen Dowager, yes, that's right. Sir John Popham, you were mentioning, he was living at the castle in about 1600 when it was still owned by the Wingfield family. And he was the judge at the trial of Guy Fawkes. We remember him in a rather less distinguished way, because he's supposed to have thrown his baby daughter out of the window into the courtyard of the castle, and is said to haunt the place as a result.
Well, we believe the reason that he came into the castle was because Sir Edward Wingfield of here had been involved in 1599, Essex's plot.
Yes.
And he was banished to Ireland.
Yes.
So he couldn't live here.
Yes.
So
yes.
He being the judge, second time he did it, because he did the same at Littlecote.
Littlecote, yes, there's big, and there's another story about him and babies at Littlecote as well. He seems to have rather a dodgy record. Did you?
Well, he was a lawyer.
Yes, he was. He's supposed to have been a highwayman.
Yes, when he was a student lawyer, he and his friends used to go and cut purses, i.e. mug people.
Yes, on Blackheath Common.
Yes.
A highwayman of some renown.
Lord Chief Justice of the country.
Was the baby's killed? Yes.
Well, that's the story.
That's the story. It is a story. I mean, it's one that we all have to have our
This is the family
legends.
that came into the house after the Wingfields.
Yes, they were here.
Brokers coming to it?
What do the ropers
I
have to
don't
do
know,
with
I can't
I
do the
think
ropers.
there's some rope and connections by marriage, I think.
It must have been early on with the Montagues.
Yes. Yes.
Make the most of the chest, because in fact the Duke of Manchester was going to take it away yesterday. It's the only thing left in the castle which belongs to him, and it will go. He's absolutely adamant he's having it back, because he thinks he's got a buyer who will turn it into a vast amount of money for him. We think it's worth very little.
Is he
probably.
coming back again?
Well, he's out of jail now.
Yes, I knew that.
Yeah.
I corresponded with him in jail because he wanted to. I mean, he was the fall guy for some crime involving 2 American mafia people, basically.
Not for the first time.
Yeah, but they wanted the title, I think.
Yes, that's right.
And he gave us permission to reproduce the document about Edward Maria Wingfield, proving that he didn't die in 1614, circa 1614, as in every known document and book, including my own, that he actually died in about 1620. Courtesy of Duke of Manchester.
Something to tell you about that we're developing. We are hoping with a room downstairs and a certain amount of reorganisation within the school to set up a display room, you know, almost as a museum would be perhaps going a bit too far, but to have things on permanent display. And I would just put it to you that if the Wingfields felt as a group that they would like to be involved in some way, you might like to sponsor your own particular display from your point of view. There's a thought for
Yeah,
it.
we certainly would, I'm
So,
sure.
you know, I
The
mean,
President's nodding, so it's okay.
well, look, I sow the seed. Do come back to me with any
Yes.
ideas that you might have, because obviously we'd be delighted to do that. But
Yeah, so
our own funds are severely limited, well, non-existent really.
that's severe.
But you might feel that's something you'd like to do as a group.
What size is the room?
It's downstairs. Yes, I mean you could. It's used as a common room at the moment.
As big as this
and,
one, wasn't it?
Which is probably about as big as, nearly as big as this one, isn't it?
not far off.
You
I
can
mean,
see
our
it,
plan
it's
is to
just
have
displays
displays up and so on, and
Yes.
it you know it'd be quite a useful waiting type room for people to sit in, and but just gives us a little bit of focus on a particular room where we can have things up of that kind, and then when we have castle opening, you know, more things will be put out, obviously.
Because we have transliterated this document about Edward Maria Wingfield, sort of demanding his property back because he'd mortgaged it with all his friends and relations around here. The document's full of Wingfield stuff, and it's absolutely fascinating. We haven't published it yet.
No.
It's sitting with our editor, who thinks it's too long for our newsletter, so we'll put it on.
Well, we had
It's never seen the light of day.
We hadn't had files of certainly of any archive material down there that people would be interested in just in reading. So
And
you know, that's
Edward Maria Wingfield was a governor of the school, wasn't he? In
Yes.
1601, I
Yeah.
think. Yes.
Tried. If you want to peep in the boudoir, I suggest you do it now because you've got an
Yes.
appointment, haven't
Yes.
you, at 10, so have a quick look. We'll take you quickly around the other things as well. You've got 15 minutes, we can do it.
Those girls in this corner is being chased by that guy. Yeah. Wow. Maybe it's.
Do you want to shut the door? You can. In the way, do you want to shut the door? It's easier. Yes. I think it was in the line of the painting.
Look at the side of that door.
Oh my gosh, that is, isn't it?
Very Italian, isn't it?
Hoppers 2-ish? That's fine, it's hoppers 2 onwards, there's no problem. It is empty, yes. Size, like a desk size really. Yes, it's quite high. Must be 2 feet high, I would think. I would think so. Hold on a minute, hold on.
And we've come out now into the corner of the old court had to hurry it, but we
So
haven't
Edward
lost.
Brown Wingfield would have actually walked through that door.
He would have walked through that
Yeah.
doorway, yes, and that doorway, the window that we saw, certainly that window, and the window beyond would have been there. That doorway would have been there, but we think it's slightly older. So, but these are real bits of Wingfield building you're looking at here. We can go through.
Edward Brown Wingfield would have walked
Yes, we
through
can go
this.
around it. No, we'll go back. No, we won't. We can walk through the courtyard. You like to see the courtyard better forward.
No, it's not. We'll want to use it, I think. We've got the house next. We mean we're taking it out. Norman influence, I suppose.
Around my car.
No, she's saying people have to do Spanish exam, I think they couldn't come to the exams.
That's the best time.
We got it.
The courtyard.
Yeah.
Show you the way it's picture. We must go through it in the middle of the town. Well, I think we're one up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, would you please be very quiet? We're going to walk through an exam. And until Francis closes the door behind you, please don't say anything. We will then look at Sheriff Charles Wingfield's picture, guides, books, etc. You have 2 or 3 minutes. The prices are written there. And then we're going to go out of the first one. Please, no talking until Francis closes the second door.
I don't know if it is or not. It's way.
Stop.
I think John Major's children went to school here, but I'm not sure.
Pardon?
I said, I think John Major's children went to school here.
Really?
The former prime minister.
Now, there went.
$2 to frame some of our stuff.
Right.
And then this will get our line on everything.
Good idea.
John Stratford. 6. I'll count you as 7.
Right. I'll be just there. Mary Rose.
Yes.
Were you named after the ship? Wasn't there a Mary Rose?
No, I was named after